So we're here tonight with Chino Noir from Supreme Mystic. What a fucking bunch of cool fucking tracks that I've had the pleasure of listening to over the last couple of weeks.
Right
So
on, my dude.
yeah, thanks. I greatly appreciate it. Like that the Vulture Halo of Vultures.
Yeah, that's not out yet.
Uh,
So basically, right now we just dropped. I mean, we're a brand new band. I mean,
yeah.
we're a handsome band, but brand new. And there might be some usual suspects in the group, but again, we just starting off. So we just dropped the dual single onto all streaming platforms, whatever fucking fancies your bubble. You know what I mean? Whether it's fucking Spotify, or Apple Music, or Amazon, or fucking Deezer, or Pandora. I don't even know. I can't even keep track of all these fucking apps and shit. But anyway, the two singles are basically they're all over that shit now. They just dropped a week ago, and I'm trying to work into getting the EP. I gave you a little advance because Tom, you're like a genuine music lover, man. That's what I like about you, man. You love music, you love the band and shit. That's why I decided to do this with you. And that song's gonna be with the singles on the EP, but that's not out yet. So you got a little advance
Hell
taste, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I am. I love music. I love seeing people create stuff because like I created a little bit, but my focus has really went elsewhere. I got away from the creating shit. So now I just am a fan of other people that really put it out there. It because it takes a lot, to write a song, put it out, and take the good and the bad that comes with, right? That comes with having your heart out there.
It's a complex process, homie. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep the main thing, and that's human expression, bro.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. That's how we connect. That's how we communicate, man. I think a lot of people try to over polish and overdo shit nowadays with all the fucking, don't even get started with fucking AI. That aside, people just, you know, triggering everything, reamping everything. You're missing what gives everything the sound is the fucking hands and the
Yeah.
voice and the intention, man. And you know, people try to make shit too perfect, but you go back to those fucking Led Zeppelin records and fucking Black Sabbath and Metallica and fucking Van Halen and Journey and the Beatles and bro, it'll never fucking top that. None of this too perfect shit is ever gonna outsell any of that. And there's a term that I learned from David Lee Roth, and he lives in Japan a lot. He uses a term called wabi-sabi. And wabi-sabi, as far as art goes, it means that which is perfect because it is imperfect. When Eddie Van Halen or Dimebag Darrell bends that note just a fucking little too high, but it's fucking amazing. And there's some nerd out there that could say, "Oh, that's not in key or whatever," but uh, you're losing the whole point, bro.
Yeah.
It's perfect because of the sharp edges and the rough contours and that inflection, that emotion. Um, man, we're fucking losing the whole point, bro. It's sad. You know what I
It
mean?
well, you're absolutely
Whole
right, and we can look at really technical players who are, they're fucking great. They're like it's like the difference between someone who's really book smart and someone who just kind of feels it and does it, right?
absolutely.
So, I'm gonna ask you like uh, it's one of my things. What made you go, you know what? I want to play music. Like this person or this thing, I've got to do it.
That's interesting, man. I don't know any one thing, man. I think when I was around 8 or 9, I started watching. I don't know why, but I was watching dudes play the drums. I was like, when a dude would cross over and play the drums, I thought that shit was cool. You know what I mean? And I started liking music, and I don't know, I was listening to rock and roll and shit, and R&B and all kind of shit. But when Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction came out, I'm gonna tell how motherfuckers how old I am, but I was like 9 years old, and that record kind of started making me lose my shit. But when I heard Metallica, when I heard and Justice for All,
Oh yeah.
around the same time, bro, that just ruined my whole fucking life, bro. And then I got into, pretty much like the big four thrash band, Metallica, Slayer, Anthrax, Megadeth. Then it would get heavier, Sepultura, Napalm, that it just get heavier and heavier. And then I got into punk rock, and then I don't know, it just became a big fucking black hole abyss. You know what I mean? But I don't know, there was something in me that made me love it, man. And I definitely had a father that was very encouraging. You know, to go give me lessons, give me instrument type of shit like that. He was also the manager of my first group, and he was kind of behind it like that. And then I think also life tragedy and shit like that happening in life and really fueling uh, it to kind of be my only solace in life, man. And I cut my anchor and fucking there was nothing else for most of my life until I became semi-reformed, domesticated human being, that I am now. Now there's other things in life that are more important. You know what I mean? But for most of my life, there was nothing that was more important. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I totally get it, and like music for me, it's always been a thing, right? Like they had me they put me in piano lessons when I was like 3 or 4 because I wouldn't stay off the piano that was in our living room. And then I went into elementary and learned violin and fucking clarinet, and then picked up guitar, bass, and drums, and it was like I was like, yeah, I can fucking do it. And I played drums for about a year and a half, and I suck. I am so fucking I'm terrible
Well,
at
you know
it.
what? They had the right idea, my dude, because the piano, bro, that's the whole scale of everything. Like I wish I could get down like that. You know what I'm saying? In fact, we just added a keyboard player to our band, bro. He just played his first show with us. And unfortunately he's not gonna be on the first EP, but when you hear the full record with him playing and everything after, or you see us live or whatever, he's bad to the bone, man. His name is Luis. And he's our wild card. Every group gotta have its dynamic, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Alfredo Riojas. He's the originator. He's the OG Shredmaster Flexer on my way. So he's our guitar player. He's the brains. You know what I'm saying? And then there's Shank Nasty, bro. Jeff Schenker, man. He just played that Earth Mover show at the Black Christmas headlining or whatever. Historically, his band is Universal Stomp. He played in the Scruffy Tearaways. He's got a hell of a resume, but God, he beats some fucking drums, bro. He's the muscle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me, obviously, I'm the looks. But Luis, bro, who I was talking about, he's the fucking wild card, bro. He's from Honduras, bro. He only been here for a year. Just speak a little bit of English, and I just speak a little bit enough of Spanish, man. And he's my man, and his work ethic is like none other. But he adds a whole spooky, creepy, fucking like element to what we do. I mean, two of my favorite bands, not for nothing, is Typo Negative and Faith No More, bro. It kind of brings a little vibe like that. I just like how they utilize that element.
Yeah.
But he's nasty, bro. So, but yeah, the piano, man. That's just the whole fucking spectrum, bro.
It is, dude. It's a whole different element, right? Like most traditional bands, guitar, bass, drums, right? And then you throw in a keyboard of any sort in there, and it's a whole new element, like typo, right? Holy shit.
It takes it up to a whole nother echelon, and that's how I feel like what Luis has done with our songs. What was all written before it came, and now I like to write some songs with him for the next record or whatever. But it raises it to a whole another echelon. Like even Fate Lamore Typo, right? Some songs if you took the keys out probably still be good, but dog with that shit in there, man, it's incredible, man. It's like ethereal. It just gives it like a whole world of like vibes and emotions and shit, and it makes it like you can kind of appeal to a little heartstring
Yeah.
aspect. You can just pull like when you're watching a movie. I mean, don't tell motherfuckers. I'm a sensitive dude, man. Sometimes I watch movies and I cry and shit. You know what I mean? They get that little fucking gets you a little
That little
heartstring and shit.
violin going. Yeah.
A little mood music, and they know the scales that fuck with you. Like even big time writers that do shit for whoever, like there's certain scales that they use. Like when is the song gonna come out? It's gonna come out in the summertime, the springtime. We use these scales. When's it
Yeah.
gonna come out? When do we use these scales? Because they purposely fucking with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. So what was your introduction to like Faith No More?
I seen the motherfuckers. That was my introduction. Maybe I wanted to go see. Let me think. The first time I think I don't know. I don't want to get my shows mixed up, man. But I don't know if I first heard whatever on the radio or MTV, because when I was a kid, MTV was a big deal, and they would blast Epic whatever, which maybe was cool, but it was I love the deeper cuts. I don't like that shit gets played. That's real played out. But I don't know. When I was a kid, it was different. You had to go get music, man. You couldn't just sit there with the pass swipe.
Right.
You had to go to the record store. You had to hear
Yeah.
about it. You get an album. I'll be the little kid reading all the fucking notes in the album. You know what I mean? I remember there's a VHS of them playing live at Brixton or whatever. And I remember me and my brother would watch that over and over and over, man. Actually, I got a scar on my hand over that shit. You probably can't see if I lift it up, but he tried to debo my video. I forgot his house and I went out, he locked the door. I was like, motherfucker, and I knocked so hard I guess I broke the window, but I got my VHS back. But
Oh fuck.
I seen them at the State Theater, which is now the Fillmore, and Prime, doing the Angel Dust tour. I seen them a couple times, man. And I toured when I did Ozfest in 2003. Mike Borden was Ozzy's drummer, and I got to just meet him. He's a real nice guy. I was like, yo, man, I'm a big fan. He was real cool, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But that was probably my I don't know. I don't know if I've seen him on MTV or heard him or whatever, but it's the deep cuts, man. And to me, all their records, all the main records are shit. I couldn't even tell you what my favorite one is because I like them, patent era, everything, bro.
Hell yeah. But my introduction was epic. I know that we had I was living in Wayne and there was these twins that lived over on E-Course and they were like Epic came out and they were like, "Oh my God, it's the best thing ever." And then all of a sudden they were like Faith No More nerds, dude. And so, like hang out with them and it was like just really start to dig in like, okay, I always dug it. I've got a lot of respect for Mike Patton and like all of his projects and how crazy he is. And I like Faith No More for what it is, right? Like all the musicians are fucking phenomenal at what they do.
But it's the combination of
Yeah,
what they do to you. You know what I'm saying? And what I love about bands like them is like they're not interested in becoming a parody of themselves, and they're
right.
not interested in just like like okay, look, Epic came out, they had a big radio hit. What are they doing? Angel Dust. They went the opposite way. Did what the fuck they wanted to do. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They didn't sit there and go, "Oh, we gotta make hits. It's gotta be this song for radio. Let's make it catch." And they're good enough. They could, and they could have did shit that was honest, that was fucking good enough to be like that. That probably would have sold like crazy. You know what I mean? And if you look at it from these fucking industry vultures or whatever, they to them it was like they went downhill after that. They wanted them to be a commercial success, but to me, they only to
They
somebody that's a fan of them, they only evolved and got better with
they
every
stayed true
record
to
out.
themselves, right? Which
Yeah,
is,
you know,
they're and
integrity, and authenticity. That ain't a that's not a commodity that's widely available. You know what I mean?
no, especially not at that level of success, right? Like a lot of bands, they taste that first. Oh man, if we use this method, right, this algorithm putting this song together, man, we can have so much more success. And you know, I'm gonna say Lamb of God. I like Lamb of God, right? So I'm not trying to like cut him.
I love him. Yeah, but Randy, greatest dude ever, man. Willie, that's my fucking man. Some wild fucking, well, he used to be
Yeah,
real wild.
if
They're like
not,
tame wild dudes now, but
not
love
not
him.
not trying to cut him down in any way, right? But like their music really evolved in the last couple of albums. It's like they're kind of turning into AC/DC, right? When you grab that album, hey, it's gonna sound like this. The drums are gonna sound the same. The guitars are gonna sound this. They have a real, a method to making their songs, which is like it works really good for them, you know?
Well, I guess they say ancient Chinese secret. It's a lot easier to get something than it is to keep it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you hold sand in your hand and you just hold it like this, the wind will blow it all away. If you just hold it like this is mine, my precious, it'll just slip through your fingers. So you gotta kind of just hold it just right. And for me, like a lot of groups, bro, uh, their whole career could be a song or two, or it could be a record or two. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I don't know. There's a lot of bands that I fucking love. My favorite bands were after a certain record, it wasn't intentional. I just kind of just stopped absorbing what they were doing. They have a career, and I could go see them or watch them, but I don't know. But like, God bless the AC/DCs and the Motorheads and the Overkills. I mean, you got 20, 30. I don't know what the record is, man. Probably around. I think Overkill trying to take Motorhead. Right? What's it like 40 records?
So,
You know what I'm saying, bro? When
yeah.
you get to a point like that, and I mean, yeah, there's going to be a certain amount of consistency to what people want, and you're going to evolve or experiment so much. But I guess if it ain't broke, man, why fix it too? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well,
There's a
yeah.
lot that can be said, you know what
But then I think back to like authenticity and staying true, I think bands got to stay true to themselves. And if they find that, like, I'll say, like, look at Metallica, everyone like, oh, it's not, this new stuff isn't old Metallica. Well, shit, old Metallica is not old Metallica either. Kill 'Em All was super fucking thrashy. And then you move into Ride the Lightning and it's like super orchestrated, right? Like they go from a lot of Dave Mustaine influence to like a lot of uh, Cliff Burton influence, which is like, I watched an interview today and they said, yeah, you know, I say an interview, it was James Kirk and Lars kind of sitting around talking about the stuff that Cliff would bring to the table. Like he would play a little part and it's like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. And then like a week later, he'd come back and have this big opus,
I
right? Like that's awesome. But they have continually changed through the entire career. They go from Justice, which is I I think it's my favorite fucking Metallica album, but they go from Justice to the Black Album, and then you've got Load, Reload, Saint Anger, and on down the fucking rabbit hole. Um, and for them, right, that constant evolving has worked well because their success, whether you call them sellouts or not, has just really fucking it's catapulted them to probably one of between them and Iron Maiden as the largest metal bands in the world.
I think I would hold maybe Iron Maiden to that status, but Metallica I think is transcended beyond that status. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And definitely, yeah, you see the progression of the thrash shit and what we call the classic era, which all of us metalheads will always love the most, and Justice for All being their most epic opus. That the Black record, man, I don't think it's a bad record. I think it's a good record. They made a huge fucking jump. I don't even know almost like what could have made them gone from point A to point B, even if it just, we might say, oh, they took 2 or 3 years on it, but I mean, it's not really that long to make that huge of a jump. And that's kind of a big leap of faith, too, man. But I think that record is so good. I mean, I think it's still one of the top 5 selling albums of all time,
Yeah.
and it did set I know some type of precedent with SoundScan when records actually sold and people bought records. Uh, it was the number one selling album for a while, for a long time, but years and years and years later, bro.
Yeah.
And then yeah, they kind of step into that rock world, and for me, Load or Reload is kind of, I guess, where it kind of lost me just in the scene. There might be a song or two now I could think was all right, but then I thought this is fucking whack or whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't feel it. The dudes made a lot of money, whatever. They could have sucked for the rest of their life and still had a huge career. And then definitely Saint Anger, that fucking snare, man. Come on, you got all that money, your snare sounded good. I'll go get some tin foil and a pot and pan. I should have been a fucking phone book if I did a better snare sound than that. But anyway, uh, Death Magnetic, I think they kind of refound themselves a little bit. That Hardwired record I thought was good. And this new record now is kind of like, I think they kind of found a cool spot between classic Metallica, being doing some thrash and doing something that they love and is their roots, but also being, you know, 50 some 60-year-old dudes playing in the biggest rock band in the fucking world. And, there's some cool shit on it. Yeah, there's some fillers on it, but like I said, man, you're going to be in the game that long, especially when the stakes are that fucking high as Metallica. I mean, how many dudes they employ? How many people?
Right.
That's a whole industry. Metallica take a semi truck on tour that's a print press. And they run out of mediums of this shirt and fucking aisle C 79. They radio over the motherfuckers. They print more of them and they bring them out to the. You know what I'm saying, bro?
That's
Metallica,
wild.
bro.
Yeah.
You know, like hey, it's a whole nother fucking thing, but that's some high stakes shit, man. And God bless them, man. Because like I said, it's harder to keep something than it is to get it. So I mean, I guess that's the art of the surf, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, and I think to your first point about like the Black Album, I think Bob Rock really helped hone that fucking album and bring that out in them. And they were, they were searching for that. They wanted something that was different. And there's some good songs on it, but I was that guy that was like, man, it's not just like I really was, I was like, it's not justice. Like I tried and tried to listen to it, and I'm like, okay, it's okay. But Death Magnetic, Hardwired, 72 Seasons, I'm like, oh, I can dig this again. Like I'm enjoying this. Um, and
Absolutely.
and I think Rob Trujillo is a great fucking addition to him,
Oh, they got the whole dude for the band, no question at all. The best dude in the band in the whole entire land. You know what I'm saying, bro? Robert Trujillo is fucking just nasty and off front, and he seems, I don't know him, but I know people that do, and he just seems like he's a class act all the way around, man. So
Yeah.
God bless that dude stepped in the right shoes in the right day at the right fucking time, bro. Good for him, man.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so let's get back to you because that's why we're here. Um, that was a good little offshoot. I dig those things. What like what was your first band, and take us through like your bands leading to Supreme Mystic.
God damn, bro. How long you want to fucking sit here, bro? Shit. Well, to start, I guess I'll say that I'm kind of an elusive amalgam. I've played in a lot of bands, and I've been in bands that I was a member of. That I've been in bands that was like, yo, it's my band. You know what I mean? I've been in bands that I played for, and I've been a ringer for bands that they need a fucking bass player. What songs we playing, how much, and how long, and when's it start, or when's it end, type of shit. I've been a ringer and filled in for a lot of people. So starting off, I guess, we all in the Detroit area. I'm a downriver rat from way back, though I grew up in Wyandotte, man, and my first band was called Placenta. And we were a band in the city, started in 93. And it kind of came about fast, man. In those years, man, they're like magical years when you're young, man. And the dynamic of the band is kind of what is like a metric of a lot of relationships that I've measured, later in life, or band dynamics. I was just telling you about my band now. We got the brains, the muscles, the looks, and the fucking wild card. You know what I'm saying? And we did our thing, man. We put out our demos. If we take them to the record store, they would fucking sell out. We would keep them going, keep them going. Um, we were very close. We grew up together, man. I was the youngest kid in the band. I was 13, and my singer was 18. And we just started playing shit. I mean, even the first show we played, I think that's what ruined my life, because we started playing and it just turned into a big fucking riot. It was like insane, and I think I've been addicted to that feeling for most of my life. And so what we put out a couple of demos, and we put out a CD. Um, Somewhere in the mix. A big thing that happened to me in my life, and during the time of the band, was my father was assassinated. My father was a part of. My father was a skilled tradesman. He's an electrician at Ford's, and basically he got to the UAW. He actually wanted to do some crazy thing, which was fight for the workers. And so the day my father was elected into the bargaining committee, basically a year later was his funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
So that thing kind of really affected the band, and that also kind of affected me, and just putting everything into playing music. Somehow, not far after my father died, I started playing the band Cold as Life, which is the undisputed most notorious hardcore band in the history of Detroit.
Yeah.
And I was just a kid when I started playing in the band, bro. And that there's a lot of experiences, stories, and stuff we can talk about. But that was a great thing, man. And uh, that kind of took me, that got me out of here. Like I started playing shows when I was 13. When I was 14, I was playing in nightclubs. When I started playing Cold as Life at 16, started leaving the state. At 19, we started leaving the country. You know what I mean? When I was 21, the band imploded. And at that point, I moved out east because it was like, well, we wanted to keep fucking playing music. And it was just kind of like, well, we're going to either go out east or go out west. And, you know, playing Cold as Life, we knew a lot of people out east, you know. So then I started playing for the band Sworn Enemy when I was about 21. Um, and we just fucking grinded our ass off, man. When I joined the band, it was just, okay, they're willing to fucking tour and put in the work, man. And we started doing that. And I mean, I joined the band mid 2020, mid 2001. And by 2003, we were signed to a fucking major, bro, which is crazy, bro. We're a hardcore band. The guys are from Queens. They're like Italian Seinfeld. And we were signed to Elektra, bro. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
We were fucking Metallica, Missy Elliott, and Pantera, bro. And we played with a lot of our heroes. We did a lot of big metal tours. We did Ozfest. We did Legs of Slayer and Slipknot tours. We went out there and we did it, bro. And in that time too, I watched a lot of my friends turn into what was basically called the new wave of American heavy metal. I watched Shadows Fall and Lamb of God and Killswitch and God Forbid and Unearth and all these Avenged Sevenfold. I watched all these bands just start from where we were, just fucking become what they
Explode.
are still today. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Bless them all, bro. And from there, eventually I parted ways with the band. I really wanted to play this group called Agents of Man, who's my homies from New Jersey. And they're on some different kind of fucking creative level, man. It's musically one of the most incredible bands I played in. I think I learned a lot creatively, and it kind of brought me out of just my little angry little box. We had a real singer, and it was my best dudes out there, still is, man. And we did a lot. But at that time, also, like then I started getting pulled to playing like different bands. So I was playing in Marauder at the same time I was playing Agents of Man. And then when that was kind of ending, I ended up filling in for Terror. I filled in for Danny Diablo, which then turned into Scarhead for a couple of years. Then I filled in for Ignacio Front. I filled in for Madball. I filled in for Murphy's Law. I filled in for Bulldoze. Yeah, I'm probably forgetting tons of bands too. Oh, I played for the Cro-Mags for 4 years with John and Mac. That was great. You know what I mean? Agent Novello playing guitar. And Leeway's like still one of my favorite fucking bands on the planet, bro. You know what I'm saying? So just a lot of playing, through the years, man. And then I think around 2013, around the end of the year, I kind of stopped touring. It's all I did for you know, 15, 20 years or so, like from basically 93 to 2013. That's all I did was play music, bro.
Yeah.
My mom got sick. I had my daughter. A lot of life changes. I think I was kind of on empty. Oh, another band I want to mention was my band at the end too. Me and Carl from Earth Crisis and my best friend Paulie, who I played with this one enemy, and Eddie Ortiz, and we made a band called Vehement Serenade. And it's a record I'm real proud of. I just seen Carl. He came through town, man. We're real proud of the record, man. We just been playing. Went to Japan. We just in Canada and some U.S. and shit, but couldn't get fully behind it because there was just no one behind us. It was us, and I think I was running on E. Financially, emotionally, there's a lot of shit going on. I had a fucking kid. That's a new
Oh yeah.
thing to me, bro. You know what I mean? And then another thing would be like when I had my daughter, bro, it'd be like like your comfort zone is to be at home. That's any normal human being's comfort zone. But I was gone so much for so many years, then your comfort zone is fucking leaving and going, and you're a rock and roll pirate. You know what I'm saying? And
That's a good way to put it.
it's true. It's what it is. You're on a fucking rock and roll pirate ship, bro. And I always see them as three disciplines, bro. You're a student, You know, I'm someone trying to play the arts and evolve as an artist. I'm watching other bands and seeing what they do every night that works. I'm seeing someone might they might do 100 things right, might do one terrible fucking thing. Someone might do 10 terrible things, but one great thing. And you know, you're kind of a student, you're observing. You're an athlete, or at least you know the way that I would perform was very athletic and shit. And so I'd have to be conditioned, I'd have to be in shape, or you know, cardio, exercise. You know, my shins, my knees, my ankles will take a beating. And then you're kind of a soldier, bro, because you know you out there in the world, bro. You traveling around the fucking world. I've played on 5 continents, you know, over, I don't know, 30, 40 countries, man. You're in some place different every day. Bunch of people. I, God, we can sit and talk forever about shit that's happened, the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. And you got to watch out for your shit and watch out for your people. You got to pack and move. And, you know, you're kind of setting up camp. You go somewhere, you fucking move in like you fucking live there. And then you fucking pack up and you're out, bro. Keep marching along, man. You know what I'm saying? So you rock and roll pirate, man. And you get used to moving around. And I think when I had my daughter, something changed inside me. I'd be like, man, I miss my daughter, but like I want to go at the same time. I don't want to be so happy to be playing, but then like I'd be missing her. And I remember a couple of tours at the end being in places like, you know, far, like Australia, South America, Japan. You know what I mean? To be like, fuck, I can't wait to get home and see my daughter after all this, and calling home. And then I remember getting home, my daughter be like 2 or 3. I'd be so happy, like, yo, I'm here, yo, yo. And she just look at me like, who the fuck is this to?
Oh
She didn't know
yeah.
who it was, bro. You know what I mean? Like really, that really hurt, bro. So, you know, yeah, that's it in a nutshell, man. So then, no, I kind of had some human experiences after that to bring us to where I am now. You know, kind of had to get domesticated and get, you know, join the fucking workforce at an old ass age, and you know, learn how to make my way through and shit. But that shit never leaves you, man. That creativity, you know, when you're insane like me, you know, that's always been my outlet, man. That's what I have to do to feel normal. I went through a couple of years that was pretty tough, man. I won't lie, bro. My mother, my grandmother, my aunt, and my dog all died in a 6 month period.
Oh fuck.
My wife got very sick at the same time. Uh, some people try to run game on a motherfucker. Shame on the motherfucker try to run game on a motherfucker. And my best friend died at the end of that fucking year and a half. Paulie, man. Paulie Adriani from Sworn Enemy. Everybody gets hurt. Vehement Serenade, the fucking best, most original, most amazing dude. I can give you podcast series on the glories of Paulie Noda. So it really fucked me up. And I think there was a year or two I didn't know like what kind of music I liked. I didn't really fucking play. I didn't know for the first time in my life, really, man. And when I came out the other side of that, man, I think I'm more creative than I've ever been in my life, man. You know, so thus it turned into what I'm doing now, Supreme Mystic. I've never been a singer before. You know what I'm saying? I never fucking try. I've always played bass. That's my comfort zone. I love playing bass. I love tying the rhythm and driving the rhythm and tying in the melodies and the harmonies and shit. And when I play the agents, I learned when you got a real singer, I'm kind of anchoring him down. Just kind of a trifecta. You're anchoring, he's singing off of fucking those notes, holding them down. You know what I mean? The bass shakes the place. You know what I'm saying? Bass is the motion in the ocean, bro. Bass, how low can you go? You know what I'm saying, man?
Fuck yeah.
I think after all these years of playing, man, I've learned that it's hard, especially when you're going to invest so much energy and not having the energy that I did in my youth. Um, that one, I want to be able to depend on myself. I don't have to depend on somebody. I guess I'll just put out two quick scenarios without really getting deep into them. I was with the greatest singer that ever was, and when he didn't want to do it no more, it didn't matter what we wanted to do, and there's nothing to hate or blame on him. I love him to this day. He's one of my fucking best friends of this day. I love the fucking guy, but when he didn't want to do it, there's nothing else that could be done. It's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to have to rely on that. And I was also another situation with someone who is a creative genius, who I love, I adore to no end, but creatively had a conflict. You know, we didn't see eye to eye creating, man. And so I wanted to be able to write what I wanted to write. I wanted to be able to say what I wanted to say. I wanted to be able to express and share this message and my inspiration that I have now, and I didn't want to be bogged down by either scenario. So I thought the best thing that I could do for the sanctity of my sanity and the survival of the entity was to sing. And you know, I never had the voice. I never, I still won't really consider myself, a singer. I mean, obviously, I got the looks. Obviously, I got the looks. But the voice, I don't know how to find it, man. So I think I realized a lot of my favorite singers aren't even really good singers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no fucking opera over here, bro. Lemmy don't sing no opera. He's one of my favorite singers. You know what I'm saying? Kurt Cobain, the dude ain't got some huge range, but he wrote some good songs. You know what I'm saying? We can go on and on and on. James Hetfield. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's in connecting with people, and I enjoy to write. I really like to write the lyrics and stuff. So, thus birthed this new project, Supreme Mystic. um, I originally had a collaborator or two when I started with the group, but they unfortunately went through what I went through, man. They each lost a parent in the process over the course of like a year and a half, man.
Mhm.
And I know that it really hurt them, and I seen them going through what I went through, and I knew that they come out the other end, but I knew right now they gotta go through what they're going through. You know what I mean? And they understood that I came out the other end and I'm getting beautiful and I'm ready to do it. And I mean, beige don't age, but I ain't getting no younger either, homie. You know what I'm
Right.
saying, bro? So I was ready to do it. The time was now, man. Especially after this whole world got fucking sidelined by that fucking goddamn COVID and shit. You know what I mean? I was ready to fucking do it, bro. So the only way to replace irreplaceable people is to find two other irreplaceable people. And that's what I did, man. That's why, the first thing I had to do, went to Alfie, went to Jeff Shanker, man, because I know that we were gonna fucking hit it. And do, man, we're a powerful trifecta. And now we added Louise playing the keys, man, and now we birthed it, launched it, and we in motion. That kind of takes us up to now, bro. And I would have to say that I think this is the best work that I've ever done in my life, and it's definitely the most meaningful too. Because we all talk, we all speak, we all do whatever, but like, what is the quality of your words?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I tell my whole life I played the band. Like, what was the message? What was the upliftment? What was the intelligence factor? What was the insight? Or was I just like stirring people up to? I don't know. I've had a lot of people tell me shit like, "Yo, man, things that record got me through a hard time," or fucking, I relate to this and that. And I get that. And that's cool that we can help each other vent and express ourselves. But besides just like stirring up anger or pointing out the obvious ills of the world, what's the solution? You know what I'm saying? So that's where this differs, man. Supreme Mystic is kind of on a little bit of a deeper thing. There's a surface level to it that we can all get down to and bob ahead to, but there's a deeper meaning for the actual seeker. You know what I mean? So this is my best work that I've ever done, and the most meaningful.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That was a I didn't realize you had played with so many people and
You
been
can
th
stop me at any time. You wind me
no, no,
up, bro.
no,
Now,
dude. I'm I'm fucking down. Like that's like I do this because I want to learn. Like my thing is I love people. I love humans, right? And learning about them and especially, right, musicians and music and bands they've played with and shit like that. Like that's my fuel every fucking day, man. I could talk to people all day, every day, and it like doing this, and it wouldn't phase me. I would love it, dude. I soak this shit in. Like my wife's like, she's a nurse. She goes, man, I work, I come home, I want to crash out. Like I've been going since 5 this morning. I could literally talk to people until till midnight tonight. I don't give a shit. She's like, you're wild. My cat's laying right here next to me.
what's funny? They say that people are either more interested in things or more interested in people. Like this is a different kind of person. They actually say in a general way, and obviously I'm not speaking for everyone out there. Go get your fucking underwear, panties, or your jock strap, whatever you wear in a bunch. But they say generally men are more interested in things, and women generally tend to be more interested in people. And I find people and women more interesting than men and things.
Yeah. That's I agree with that.
Yeah. But being a nurse, it could be like your wife being a nurse. That's a people job. I mean, that's a job being interested in people. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And being a communicator, that's something being interested in being in people. And I think even being a musician, that's something that's more interested in like you said, there's virtuoso and they're excellent and we can all applaud them and love what they do. But I mean, I don't know. That really, you know what I mean? Like, Ingrid's a great guitar player, but like, if you hear the dude talk for too long, but it's probably going to slap him. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because it's not interesting. That's cool. You can fucking play, but what do you utilize that for? Like Eddie Van Halen, he's a virtuoso, but he will play in a way that you can relate to and be like, that's badass. Or like,
Yeah.
click with not just music for nerds, it's music for everybody. Again, maybe that's also a collaboration with the group or
It
whatever.
it was the
But
band,
I
right?
think it's more, yeah, it's a band. But I think it's more interesting. Like, how do you click with people? How do you communicate? How do you that whole exchange and interplay? And definitely playing live, man. You're giving energy, you're putting it out, and then fucking you get it back. When you get it back, that's a beautiful thing. And you give more, and that whole exchange, man, it's a beautiful fucking art, man. And again, it's something I think I've been addicted to most of my ruined my fucking life, bro. I could have been something. So yeah, I could have been a hand model. I could have been maybe an engineer, like a smart dude, like a philosopher or some shit. Who
Uh,
knows what I could have been,
Dude, you're
dude.
still there, right? And you don't want to be a philosopher because they're never recognized until hundreds of years after they're dead.
Or if you're real good at it, you get fucking killed, bro. You know,
That, yeah. Oh shit. Um, so out of all your like live experience, what is there a tour or a show or a moment that just jumps out at you and you're like, this is the moment for me that so far has been just out of this fucking world.
that's touche. That's interesting. One, I'll say the sum of all the experiences is interesting because I think the sum of all the experiences has led me to where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Whether it been my natural disposition to how to play, things that I've evolved with in my playing or learned along the way, or playing with shit that ain't even necessarily my style of how to play, but having to do that to fit whatever role. You know what I'm saying? Um, as far as live experiences, I mean, well, one thing, Ozfest will always be one of the coolest summers that me and everyone who experienced it, for all of us, everyone that was in Sworn Enemy that I was in at that time, everyone that's in Shadows Fall, Kill Switch Engage, everyone that we did that together, that'll always be one of the most special fucking summers ever, dude. That was a great fucking summer, man. Um, lot of fun shit traveling around, definitely fond of Europe, definitely fond of Japan, um, Australia. I did the Soundwave tour, man. That was the most impressive organized thing I think I've ever fucking seen in my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because uh, well, like Ozfest is super organized. Ozfest was like 5 minute set changes, so that means 2.5 minutes someone's got to get the fuck off, and 2.5 minutes someone's got to get
Coming
the fuck
on.
on.
Yeah.
And they did it because you had 5 back lines. So, the back is up. You don't go off back. Back is up. That's it. The side is off. You don't reverse the traffic. You know what I'm saying? So once one back line's done and it rolls off, the other four move up. The fifth is coming up behind it. And they have three drum risers. So when this dude's done, next dude's ready, and other dude's pretty much ready. Now this dude becomes the one after him. And they kept it moving pretty fucking good and definitely learned a lot. That was also kind of like a little bit of a boot camp, learned a lot. Socks would be fucking yelling, 2 minutes. His voice would be fucking gone. You know what I mean? There's a clock on the stage. I don't care what your cell phone says. That's what time it is. You know what I mean? Don't say no. It's 2 minutes different. No, mine's 5 minutes. No, 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 bro. You know what I mean? So that always stick in my head. And there's definitely more punk rock shit or shit like Cold as Life or stories people tell like riots and shit that happened and they did. That will always be very interesting. But I think the first original becoming addicted to playing was almost that fear, that adrenaline, like facing that fucking fear is so exciting. And there's not many, when you do it every day, it ain't like you might still get excited a little bit or whatever, but you're happy to do it. You kind of get that little bit of adrenaline rush. But there's a couple shows that really stick out in my head where it was something else kind of was going on, and it really and in fact I told some of these on a podcast I did recently. Um, One of them was on the when we did Ozfest, there was off days because there was only Ozzy couldn't play every night. Maybe
Hmm.
Ozfest would be like one on, one off, two on, one off. You know what I mean? It would be maybe you're playing about 4 times a week. So the other, we ain't getting paid however much someone else getting paid. We had to go play shows. We got to keep the fucking boat rolling. So you're doing off dates, and every off date has to be 150 miles outside of any Ozfest fucking market. And you're playing at nighttime, and then you got to get back to whatever shit to fucking be there in the morning. It's a big whole fucking thing. So one of the Ozfest off dates, I'll always remember this show because the package was dope. It was Cradle of Filth, um, Shadows Fall, and Kill Switch with Flip Flop, and Sworn Enemy opened. So one time we played this theater in Montreal, and it's right down the street from Le Fou Fou. It's like on the same block. I can't remember what it was called. Maybe it's like a 3,000, 3,500 seater or whatever. And the thing is, when opening up a show like this, man, generally the best thing is to go on an hour after
Doors.
the doors. Yeah, because everyone gets in, everyone's ready. Because if you on a half hour after, then not everyone got in, or some people might just came to see you, they missed you, or they saw the last 2 songs, or what I'm saying. So Lorenzo was always like a real. And again, Lorenzo's another dude. You could do a series of podcasts about Lorenzo Antonucci. He's a fucking movie star now. I love the fucking guy. He was like the Angie Dice Clay of fucking hardcore. He's forever. He's the infamy of fucking all the stories. Great guy. He would always bust Martin's ball. Martin was the tour manager of Cradle of Filth. He's a big Ragnar Lothbrok Viking, red haired fucking Eric the Red motherfucker. And he would always be, oh, come on, come on, what time are we playing? He would always be up his ass. So I remember one time in Montreal, he was writing down the things that getting ready to print them out. And he looked over at us and he like smirked at us. And then when he posted the day sheets up in the dressing rooms, he goes, you boys are gonna like this one. But Danny had some shit to do. I don't know if he had interviews or he was going to fucking relax. And Danny's the best dude in the world. I don't know what he had to do. He had to do something. So we go up, we look at the day sheet. We're playing an hour and a half after the doors. So we're like, oh hell yeah. So, we know where to get in trouble in town and get back in time, man. So that's what we did. And we got back. But when we got back, bro, not only was that place completely fucking packed to the brim, but them black metal motherfuckers been in there for like, 45 minutes too long. And they were fucking hungry. It was like the whole fucking place. Cradle of filth. Cradle of filth. Cradle of like the whole fucking place, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, God damn it. There's only 3 things that's gonna happen, bro. Sometimes when you're open, you get out there, you kind of gotta you play, you kind of gotta you win them over. They don't know you, they start to like you, get that vibe, and by the end, you kind of got them. Those are ones you kind of go out and eat shit, and maybe they don't love you, but some people like you, or just you gotta get people looking at you or whatever. And sometimes you're gonna go out there and go, bah, and that first shit that you hit, motherfuckers go nuts. It's gonna be one of the 3. Didn't know what it was gonna be. I didn't want to go get my fucking car. I told Maverick, go get my shit, turn my shit on, bring my shit over here on the side of the stage. I didn't want to fucking walk out into it. These people were going crazy.
Right.
We came out, bro, and as soon as we hit that first note, motherfuckers exploded. And it was fucking awesome. But like, that is a show I'll always remember because of that adrenaline factor, because it was just, there was something extra going on. And I told this one on the other podcast, but I'm going to tell it again because it has to do what we're talking about. I filled in for Madball in South America, and the tour was the Nazi Fun and Madball. And obviously, Freddie Rogers speaks Spanish, so that's another cool thing. They love him. But before I went, motherfuckers were telling me about Chile. They'd be like, yo, kid, Chile's wild, kid. You know what I mean? You're going to be locked up in the club. I think Tara was saying, yo, they're going to lock you in the club for 2 hours after the show. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Does that even sound right to you? Me telling you, you're
No.
locked in the club. What do you mean? Yeah, no, they have a war with the cops every show. They're gonna lock you in the show. They got a war. This sounds fucking awesome. And I remember Hoyer would be like, now I know what Slayer feels like or whatever. So I was really interested to see what the fuck this was all about. So I remember flying into Santiago, got to the hotel, like a real nice hotel, like really passe colors and but very bright and nice. And we went to dinner. Dinner was really nice, you know what I mean? Ate a nice way. Went back to the hotel, took a nap. And then there was like lobby call or whatever. So both bands, we get down there, we're laughing, everyone's a character, stumbling into a fucking shuttle bus. And it drives and drives and drives. And you get to a certain spot and it just parks. And we bullshit for a while, but after a while, like, what the fuck are you doing sitting here, bro? And then there's like a park across the street, and I see some kids randomly staggering around. They got like misfit shirts or discharge shirts or some sort of like one of them kids at the show. All of a sudden, the chick gets a call on the radio. Vamonos, rapido, rapido, vamonos. It's like some big fucking intense. Okay, so we gotta hurry. And we turn like a block, whatever. We get in front of the club, bro. Yo, motherfucker, there's a tank in the middle of the street. Now, it ain't got a gun on it, but it got a battering ram on this fucking tank. And it's got a fire hose, and the whole street's fucking wet. You know what I'm saying? This club is fucking sold out. It's like a mid-sized theater. It's sold out, and the club is locked. All the kids are in there. It's locked, and they got a barricade all the way in front of the club. And they call them police, but these motherfuckers, like to me, look like the military.
Military,
They got
yeah.
fatigues, they got fucking boots on, they got batons, you know what I'm saying? And they're all like this. Here's the main entrance, and then there's the side entrance. And they see us coming. They break formation around the sides. They even take the barricades like this. We back in. They surround us. Okay. And then they open the door and go, run, run like this, bro. Yo, we running into this fucking club. I seen 2 or 3 kids come out of nowhere. Like I didn't know where these like Batman, Spider-Man shit. Like, I didn't know where these dudes came from, bro. And they would grab these kids, going bing, 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 they're batoning them and shit. Like what the fuck, bro? We get into the club and it goes in the dressing room, which is under the stage. Now there's no way into general population whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a couple other spots like this, different clubs where, you had like ways in and out, and they would say in Spanish, salida, exit. But at this shit in Chile, it had an arrow to the door. That's just an escape in English. You know what I'm saying? So when we got into this club, bro, this place was roaring. It sounded like you were in an empty dinosaur stomach. The motherfucker was hungry for like 2 years, didn't eat
Oh
fucking nothing.
shit.
These motherfuckers are going wild, bro. And sure as shit, the moment of fucking going up there and playing, wild, bro. And in between every song, there, ole, 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 ole,
Yeah.
man. They do it to every band or whatever. They throw their whatever local team jersey up there, and Freddie puts on. They go fucking crazy, bro. So when the show is over, yeah, very memorable show. Very fucking got all the goose hair standing out. Got the adrenaline. Love it. Soon as I was done, the promoter was like, "Give me a bass. Give me a bass." I handed him my bass, and he goes, "Run, run like that, bro." We ran out. I grabbed my shit from the dressing room, and like I never lose shit. I was telling you about that, like soldier mentality, keeping everything together, and I keep my shit in a certain way.
Yeah.
I think I lost my shoes, and I had a napalm death shirt. I think I lost, bro. And I fucking we ran into the fucking thing. And then we just pulled off. So what they did is they left everyone locked in the club. We ran out and fucking took off. And then they opened the doors and said, "Fuck you guys, they're gone." And then there was no war that night. But I guess what it is, they just want to see the band. They excited to see motherfuckers. I don't know if they want pictures or autograph. They just want to see, yo, I love you. You know what I mean? And like the police trying to disperse them. And if maybe they just let them hang out or they
It
facilitate
wouldn't
some
be
out.
so crazy.
Yeah, but it's just like, no, it's gotta be like that. And I mean, it's literally like, I guess they fucking riot like that. You know what I'm saying, bro? That'll always be something that's fucking very memorable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's tons of shit, but that's the idea. It just shows that we're like uh, that adrenaline's just fucking pumping, man. There's some extraordinary circumstance that made it extra exciting and some extra fear more than the ordinary. Because you do the shit every day, man. You just, you know, you're happy to do it. You get the adrenaline dump, but it ain't, it's not scary. You know what I mean? So,
No, but it's
those,
cool to have those, have those experiences and be able to relay it, right? And to go all over the world and see how different crowds react to the bands. You know,
Absolutely.
that's that's why I like going to different clubs because even from state to state, right? People react totally fucking different.
You know what it is? It's the little things though, because traveling around, man, there's differences, and I feel like they always try to hyper focus on the differences between people. There are, but they're minor.
Yeah.
The majority of the things that people are the same. All people really want, and I'll tell you the secret to people right now. You listen up with both ears. All anyone wants on the whole earth is sincere appreciation. And if you learn fucking that, if you go somewhere and the first word you learn in any country is thank you and please, you know what I'm saying? Uh, you will go far with that. Sincere appreciation. That's all that anybody wants in this life, bro. You know what I mean? And they know when you're going to smoke up their ass. Don't be a fucking don't be glib. You know what I mean? Don't just blow
Right.
smoke. Like if I see someone, maybe I don't particularly, they're not my favorite thing, but I'll find something that I like about them and I say, yo, your sneakers are dope. No, I mean, so, what they do that's dope. I mean, yo, you motherfuckers are mad organized. Or, yo, you got killer double bass. Or, yo, you guys got some awesome heavy tones. Or, there's always something, because even if someone you think they're whack, if they're in a position and they're doing something big, they're doing at least one thing right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, even if you're not my favorite thing, I'll find one thing that I genuinely think is dope about you, and I'll be like, yo, that's just dope. You know what I mean? That's the biggest secret to people, bro. Sincere appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. You know, people want to be appreciated and they want to feel helpful, right? Damn near everyone that I know wants to be helpful in whatever
Yeah, they
way.
got a purpose. They got a purpose.
Yeah.
Humans need a purpose, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the fucking truth. So with Supreme Mystic, what's the timeline on having the full release out?
Well, as you know, man, people absorb music differently than when we was younger. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to the albums, putting out albums, getting albums, looking at albums, you know what I mean? And now the attention span is so short, it shit is so oversaturated. So for new bands, some of my younger homies, my young generals, I salute you. Uh, Kind of put me hip to game that maybe the best idea for new band is not to put out a record because it's just gonna go right over everyone's head. You just put out a fucking record. And also another thing is a record now is 8 songs is a record. That's a full. You put anything
Yeah.
more on there, people aren't absorbing it. You're not getting paid no more. You know what I'm saying? It's too fucking long. I remember them 15, 18 song albums, 12-song albums. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Now it's more just like 8 songs, bro. So what we're doing is first we just released a double single, like I said when we started this thing. We released a double
Yep.
single. The first song called Stealing Beauty, and the second song is our namesake Supreme Mystic. Um, that's a good introduction to band. So I hope people start feeling that. And then we'll put out the first EP, probably on the heels of the next show, which is in March, which just got announced today pretty much. I'm going to try to put out the EP around then. It's going to be 4 tracks. Then that should be enough for to kind of get the sync in people's heads, so kind of people start catching along, start get the taste for, and if we get the fucking hook in their mouth and start reeling them in, then we'll put out another EP, let's say maybe summertime or midsummer, late summer, and then as people keep feeling and getting used to it, wanting more, then we'll drop the full length. Tentatively right now, I'd like to say in fall of this year, we'll put out the
Okay.
full length, and then it's time for the hip hop remix.
You're gonna get good old Freddie to come and do a hip hop album with you.
No, no, no. I got some hip hop dudes in the D, man, that are not only I grew up with them that are damn special to me, but that are talented off the fucking chart.
For
Talented,
sure.
bro. I wanted to make an EP out of some of the fucking songs, and it might sound weird, but take parts of the tracks or take parts of the vocals and really take the intention, the meaning about what the song's about, and then them and their genius can take that subject matter and really fucking drive home with it, man.
Hell yeah.
That's something to do. So we'll see if that happens. But that's really the plan, man. Put out a couple singles, put out fucking EP, you know what I'm saying, and kind of get people warmed up into the understanding, bobbing the head, shaking the ass, feeling it inside their little soul, and then dropping the full record. You know?
Hell yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hearing some more shit. Looking forward to seeing you guys live.
Hell
That's
yeah, the next show. So the first show, you know, 'cause you have finality is your first guest, man,
yep.
and coming out and being a brand new band. I mean, we want to always pair up and kind of do. We're trying to do awesome lineups. You know what I mean? So our first show, I dubbed it the handsomest metal show in the D 2023. It was still December. You know what I'm saying?
December
And that
1.
was at the
Yeah.
December 1, man. Oh, good memory, man. And that was at the Sanctuary, which is, a great spot to see shows around here. It's also voted the #1 metal venue. So we was doing a metal show, bro. And with Supreme Mystic, man, we heavy, but it ain't just. It's hard to say. Like even I gave you 3 songs, and if you listen to any one of them 3 songs, you just heard one of those songs. You couldn't define you couldn't pigeonhole what the band sounds like in any one of them songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The first song I sent you, "Stealing Beauty," I've heard best comparisons I've heard it was like my big brother said it sounded like if Ozzy and Alice in Chains was doing heroin, the Life of Agony was holding the needle. I was like, wow, that's a pretty good. I don't know how to describe it. That's
Wow.
pretty good. The second song, Supreme Mystic, that came out. Some people said it sounded like Down, Pantera, Sabbath mixed with Thin Lizzy. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I was like, oh, that's kind of wild. You know what I'm saying? Hail of Ultras, I heard someone tell me it was like Motorhead mixed with King's X. And I was like, yo, that's wild. But I mean, those are kind of some good descriptions of it. So there's some variety, but there's a cohesion. You know what I'm saying? And so my point is, we can play with the heavy fucking bands and hold our own and not feel just fine and strong and all that. I mean, we can play with the rock bands and maybe drop out a song or two that's like the real heavy, whatever. We play the stoner rock band. We can play with the grunge band. We can do different lineups, man. And I like mixed lineups. So the first show was a metal show, handsomest metal show in the D 2023. So it had none other than Finality, who's one of my that album they put out is fucking incredible. I love the guys, and me and Dan Faze real close. I love Joe Katie, man. Killer Joe, they call him on the street. I love Tony Asta, the fucking Terminator. You know what I'm saying? Great dudes. Finality, Sayadine, who is like just the bad motherfuckers. And Noah's telling me I'm 21. I'm like, God damn, that kid can fucking play, bro. They're fucking extraordinary centenaries. Fucking me and Mike Bradley go way back into just chainsaw fucking metal up
Oh
your
yeah.
ass. And originally supposed to be Convulsus, who unfortunately a day or two before I got COVID, they did the right thing. I wouldn't have cared. I was coughing me. I don't give a fuck. But they did the right thing. They pulled out at the last minute. So Monolithic Architecture ended up opening up the show, which them guys were really cool. Doing fucking 2-piece, but that was kind of over the top lineup. You know, what I mean, I thought it was a real good lineup, and we got a great result. Never in the bars were happy. A lot of people were like, it was a good, it's a good turnout, a good result. Um, the second show we just did last weekend was at the Regal Beagle, which is a tiny fucking punk rock place. It is so punk rock. It is by punk rock for punk rock. The dude behind the bar was like, "Yo, are you going to the bathroom? Write something on the walls, graffiti something." You know what I mean? Like, they're cool as fuck. And the Regal Beagle, that comes with my favorite show, Please Company. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's in Ypsilanti, and that's a real cool spot. And we did a bill with Mercer, who's kind of Detroit's fucking thrash punk kings. Iron Mountain, man, who's got this doomy sludge onslaught of fucking awesomeness, stoner rock vibe. And -9 opened up, man. They're Gypsy mainstay. They're a 2-piece grind funk thrash fucking extravaganza, man. That was a really cool fucking bill. So in the same type of fashion now, this is more like a fucking rock and roll show, kind of a little bit of punk, but rock. So we just announced today it's having that Smalls. We're celebrating their 25th anniversary of being, your favorite place to fucking hang out. Because it is one of my favorite places to hang out around the
Yeah.
city. um, so it's going to be Super Devil headlining, Busby Death Chair, Supreme Mystic, War Horses, who I really dig the fuck out of. I think they're a real cool band. And Angel and Mars is opening, man. And they're a fucking really cool band. So, like, it's an extraordinary lineup. It's a little bit more rock. So we're going to take our 2 real metal songs out the bill and kind of flip one that's a little bit more rock into the bill, play the primary shit, and do a punk cover. So, go ahead, take your
Hell
vote for
yeah.
what you should
I,
do. But
I I haven't been to Smalls in a minute. Last time I was there, I think I saw GBH and what was it?
Shit.
Yeah, dude, it was a killer show, probably 2010, I think. So
Oh, you've been in a while, bro.
yeah, that's what I
God.
said.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's time to come out and fucking hang out, bro, because
Hell yeah.
this is gonna be a wild one. This is gonna be
Hold
a
on.
wild one. So,
March what?
oh, it's oh, you by memory. I write shit down. You it's gonna be Saturday, March the 9th.
Oh
Saturday,
shit.
March the 9th.
I'm gonna be in Indianapolis on the 9th.
A safe
Like,
travels to you.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
I'll catch you for sure. But that like
you catch it.
I'm
Catch
I'm
that.
like I asked because I just confirmed the 9th like fucking 3 hours ago because there's a
Yeah,
uh
I remember, bro.
dude, well, it's not that good. I you know, when it comes to shows, there are fucking specific dates like Nest is playing here. So I live in Louisville. Nest is playing here February
Oh, you
8th.
oh you in Louisville. Oh, okay. You in Louisville. All right. That's
I
what's
am
up.
now. Yeah, I'm from Detroit originally, but
Oh,
so Nest is here February 8th. February 11th, Child Bite is here.
oh shit.
Um, man, you guys got to come down here. We got some good fucking we got some cool little venues, dude. I think you guys will
We, we,
enjoy.
we, we need to, man. Right now, just trying to get the momentum. This will be our third show, and all the shows so far have been fucking killer, man. So we're kind of picking up momentum, get the music out there, but kind of waiting for the snow to thaw.
Yeah.
And then we'll be trying to get out a little bit more, get out to Chicago and Cleveland and Indy and Louisiana, fucking Louisville, St. Louis, St. fucking Louis, shit like that, maybe in the PA a little bit. And then around here, there's Lansing, Bay City, Grand Rapids, Flint, you know what I mean? Because, we're a newer band, we probably have the luxury to play a little bit more, especially if the bills are different, the
Yeah.
size of town are different or whatever. But, you can't overplay in one fucking place either. So
No,
we'll kind of gradually get out in the region and just see where the wind takes it. You know what I mean? On this fucking rock and roll pirate ship, though.
hell yeah. Rock and roll pirate ship. I love that. Fucking love that. All right. Chino, like we're gonna have to do this again because I'm really digging this fucking conversation. We're I think a little over an hour in, and to be frank, I gotta go eat dinner and get ready because 5 a.m. is gonna come early, and I've got to finish editing this other video I got going on.
Right on, my dude. Well, yo, it's a pleasure, man. Like I said, I know that you're a very genuine music lover. I've been watching the interviews that you've been throwing together, starting out this venture, man, which I'm cheering for your success.
Thanks,
And I've
dude.
been watching a lot of the dudes that you've been getting on, and I think you've had like a real series of real interesting and dope characters that got this you to say, man. So I like what you're doing, man. And as your ever well wisher, I'm cheering for your success, dude. So
Oh, and
kudos.
it goes the same way, dude. I want to see good shit come for Supreme Mystic and you, right? Like we got to do it together. We got to all cheer for each other.
It's a community, and everyone's got to remember that too. I think people in their own vanity and taking selfies or whatever in their own ego can miss the point of that too. That it's a community, man.
Yeah.
There's a back and forth exchange, and without that community, I mean, it's really nothing. It's just a bunch of people sitting around fucking worshiping themselves, and that's
Yeah.
anti. I was
It
saying,
is,
bro.
dude. It is. I think more people really need to realize there's enough out there for everyone to have their piece of the fucking pie. Whatever that pie is, right? Like it's a it's a big world. Um,
Yeah, I mean, people just got to be a little bit more secure in themselves, man. I mean, you got to take from someone else to fill yourself up.
yeah.
That's what the song "Stealing Beauty" is about. When you're beautiful, people will try to take what's inside you to fill what's empty inside them, and you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? In fact, if we all try to serve each other, we will all be much happier than if we all try to exploit each other.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we think this whole world got shit twisted. So I'm gonna leave you with that to chew on, man. I want to thank you so much for having me on, man. All my love and well wishes to you, my brother.
Ah,
And we will do this anytime, bro. All right.
appreciate you, man. Have a great night.
I'm gonna do you too, bro.
Thanks. See ya.
Peace.